Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's very important for us to take note that there is something that has to do with living, and that talks about self-esteem. Now, talking about self-esteem, we're talking about the confidence that you have built upon yourself, the confidence you have about yourself, the regard that you have for yourself. You have to know who you are, and then when you know who you are, you'll be able to give yourself the right value. Now, giving yourself the right value will save you from having confidence that may appear excessive. Before you begin to build confidence on yourself, you must have some level of worth. And knowing the level of worth you have to start from a point. And the point is to know who you are. If you know who you are, then you'll be able to know where to advance your life. You'll be able to know where to bring in some values into yourself. Now, self-esteem will also help you to give you motivation in life. It is what will drive you against the adversities of life. It is what will drive you against the temptations of this world. It is what will give you the drive to overcome the obstacles, because what you are looking for in this world, millions of people are looking for it. And there are a lot who want to stop you on the way. But when you have confidence in yourself, you will stand down. So self-esteem is so vital and important. Now, if you don't also have self-esteem, there is something you are going to suffer. What is it? You are going to have a lot of emotional problems, traumas, negative emotions. Number one, you feel isolated because you don't trust that yourself has something to offer. So you feel isolated, you feel away from people, and then you begin to think that you are different. But self-esteem will be able to give you a good social relationship. It will make you to have confidence in yourself and then to interact with other people. And it's so important that this must be in place in yourself. It's a personality trait that everyone must consciously and deliberately go after. Now, if it is not there, that is not the end. You need to ensure that you employ some values. And some of these values can be derived, some of them can be gotten. Now, talking about self-esteem also, it's also important for us to know that it is dangerous to be overly to have overconfidence of oneself. Now, having overconfidence of oneself can drive you into a lifestyle full of pride. And then you begin to have false evaluation of yourself. Now, the moment you begin to have false evaluation of yourself, you have already barricaded your life from going forward. You need to know that it is important for you to give yourself the right value. So it is also not important to be so confident, so overly confident of yourself. Because when you're overly confident of yourself, then you are driving yourself out of self-esteem. That is no longer self-esteem. That can drive you into a state where you'll be so involved in yourself. And when you are so involved in yourself, you become a greedy and selfish person. You become someone who cannot share with others. And life is all about sharing. So if you want to share what you have, your value with people, then you must also realize that there is need for you not to be overly confident of yourself. Now, talking about underly confident, that's another aspect of self-esteem. Now, if you also have an rating of your confidence, it will also make you to suffer from inferiority complex. You won't be able to interact with people. You always feel that people are better than you. But of course, you must know nobody is better than you. The best of you is in you. And it all depends on how you drive the journey about discovering and achieving your esteem that determines how well you go. So it's also important for you never to have an underrating of who you are. Your worth indeed is valuable, and you must not underrate it. It has to be rightly rated, and that will help you, because inferiority complex is terrible. It can drive a man into isolation and then end that man in depression. And everybody around you becomes your suspect. Even the people that ought to help you, you begin to feel bad. You begin to feel inferior to them. And that actually affects your social pulse. You won't be able to have good social interaction. And when you don't interact, you can't go far, because God has designed life such that you need to depend on one another. There is no one man that is exclusive. Everyone has something to share. And if you don't have self-esteem, what God has given to you to share with your world, you won't be able to share it because you will be withdrawn. You will be right inside of you. It's either you are withdrawn or you think excessively of yourself. And when you think very excessive of yourself, it will be very difficult for you to interact with people. It will be very difficult for you to impact lives. It will be very difficult for you to relate to people. So it's important for you to know that the time has come to build confidence of yourself. It's important for you to know that it is required of you. Your world is waiting. Your generation is waiting to take share in that value that God has embedded in you. And that is not enough. Also know that value enhancement must be a continuous process. Keep improving yourself. Remember again, the greatest room in this world is a room of improvement.